When we had last left the Nameless One, well, their journeys were seemingly reaching or nearing their end, as they had finally spoken with Nordum about a whole lot more stuff. It seemed like there was a lot of speaking with Nordum lately. But nonetheless, they also spoke to Dakin about the 7th circle of Zerthamon. And actually, they didn't speak to Dakin, they just looked at the circle. Dakin didn't really have much to say about it at all. But someone they did speak to was Coke's Metal, a gigantic, I don't know, construct that resided within the siege tower in the clerk's ward, or in the lower ward. And it was there that it was building WMDs, I guess. And also built a weapon that could destroy the Nameless One in some fashion or another. Anyway, now it was time to finally join up with none other than the Society of Sensation. This is Planescape Torment. Welcome back. Let us unpause and quick save for posterity's sake and be on our way. There we are. Head over here, Clerk's Ward. Great. And all the way over this direction.
All right.
Good, good, good. And otherwise, after all this, I don't really know what else. Oh, right, the steel box. Let me do this before I forget. This sturdy steel box has a thick leather handle on the top, but there's no apparent way to open the thing. It appears to be welded shut. There are a number of very narrow slits along one side, though you can't quite see into the box through them. A sickly, sweet, rotting smell wafts out from the slits. Talk to it. Okay, same text as before. Oh, here we go. As you examine the container more closely, it shifts slightly in your hands. Something's moved inside it. There's a man's voice from within.
"Ho there! Is someone there by chance? My name's Mertwin. Anyone? Hail!"
Yes, greetings. Ignore the voice, put the item away. There's a guy in here? Okay, greetings.
"Thank the powers! Have you seen my body, perchance? It's hard to miss him. Stumbles about with a silly wooden head on its shoulders. Oh, he must have worn his feet down to stubs looking for me by now."
Yes, in the Civic Fest Hall.
"My good fortune, then. Could I persuade you to return me to him, good sir?"
Yeah, I'll do that for you. What's in it for me? Perhaps later. Farewell. I'll do that.
Updated my journal.
"How splendid! I thank you kindly, sir. If you don't mind now, we'll hold off on speaking any further until I'm with my body again."
But I had some questions.
"I'm sure you do, sir, coming across a severed speaking head, locked in an iron case. But it will have to wait. Very tiresome being separated from my body, you see. My humblest apologies."
All right then, farewell.
I'm gone.
Okay. God, which one was the one without the...
All right.
The head? Was it in this room? No. Oh, here we go. Mertwin the Headless. Oh, perfect. Thanks, game, for letting me know that very easily. Bonk. The beheaded man is still lurching about, bumping into walls, pillars, and the like. His false wooden head rocks precariously on his shoulders as he shambles to and fro. This must be Mertwin's body. Mertwin's voice suddenly echoes from within the steel box.
Oh, there it is. That's my body. Say there, old chum, over here."
The body shuffles towards you, reaching out towards the steel box containing Mertwin's head. Allow Mertwin's body to take his head. Keep the head away from the body. Okay, yeah, there you go.
Updated my journal.
8,000 XP.
"Ah, much better. I thank you, good sir. I imagine my body here was getting a bit restless without me."
The body hugs the steel box tightly.
"Yes, I missed you too."
The body tucks the case under its arm and bows to you.
"And as for you, good sir, you certainly deserve some sort of reward for your trouble. Let's see what I've got now."
The body fumbles about in its pockets, and finding nothing there in its tunic, and finding nothing there in its tunic. Finally, it presents you with several handfuls of copper coins. 200 copper. My thanks, Mertwin. I had some questions. My thanks. Farewell, Mertwin. I had some questions.
Certainly, ask whatever you'd like.
We'll start from the top. How'd you end up the way you are?
I'm not sure, really. The body set me down in one of the lecture halls. The next thing I knew, someone had absconded with me. The next thing I remember was being picked up by you.
But what I meant was, how'd you lose your head? The body stiffens visibly.
Oh, we don't like to talk about it. Quite horrible, really. What's past is past. No need to dredge it up. Though I will say I'm in the box because my head's not quite as presentable as my body, if you get my meaning.
I had another question. What are you doing here?
I mostly amble around the fest hall. You know, lumber here, lumber there. I'm not a sensate, mind you, but I just like to watch all the different sorts of people milling about.
We can hear about sensates from you, sure. The body gently rocks the steel box, nodding the head inside.
Yes, you know, the Society of Sensation. They race around trying to experience everything, figuring they'll eventually tumble onto some great dock of the multiverse should they keep it up long enough.
The body shrugs. I had another question.
Certainly, ask whatever you'd like.
Can you tell me about this place? Mertwin sounds confused.
Doesn't everyone know about the Civic Festival? Well, it's the faction headquarters of the Sensates, and perhaps more importantly, it holds their Sensoriums.
Tell me about these Sensoriums.
The doormen here can explain them better than I, sir, but they're chambers that house many enchanted stones, which in turn hold various experiences and sensations, which have been recorded into them. The public sensoriums are open to everyone, though there is a slight fee for their use. The private sensoriums are only open to members of the Society of Sensation, Sensates.
Sensates? Okay. Right, we had heard that before. Another question? What do you know about Ravel Puzzlewell?
Ravel? Can't say I recall the woman.
Another question? No, that's it. Farewell. Okay. Well,
I'm gone.
I guess we'll try to join. Hello, Splinter. Splinter regards you coolly as ever as you approach. We welcome you once more to the Civic Fest Hall, traveler. How may we help you? How can you help me? We do many things in this fine hall, traveler. We answer questions guests might have regarding it or its inhabitants. We direct both visitors and members of the Society of Sensation alike to the sensoriums or lecture halls. We also accept new members into the Society. Lastly, it is through us that purchases from the Society's vaults are made. Spells, items, and such. Okay. Can you show me to the sensoriums? What lectures are there to attend? How could I buy something from the Sensate vaults? What lectures are there? The Fest Hall's current speakers include Des Advocate, who speaks of death and what follows it, Gaius the Crooked, who speaks of the Blood War, and Three Planes Aligned, who speaks of the power of alignment and belief. Assuming they are currently here and well, we could direct you to one of their lectures at any time. Okay, I'd like a question about something else. Is there anyone here who might know about Ravel Puzzlewell? Splinter closes his eyes and thinks briefly. Well, we would recommend that you speak to a wizard by the name of Kell about Ravel. Kell is always somewhere in the fest hall, most often in the private sensorium. How do I get into the private sensorium? You must be a member of the Society of Sensation. Might I become a sensate then? What if I already was a sensate? I haven't come to this place in a long time, but I assure you, I was a sensate. Okay, yeah, sure, I was. Splinter bends down a ways to examine you more closely.
We do not recognize you, but we see no lies dripping from your tongue. Very well, we shall grant you access to those privileges allowed only to members of the Society of Sensation, if you can show us what sensations you've gathered recently.
All right, I'm ready. Okay, sure. What sensations have I gathered recently?
We would ask for 5 sensations, then, each pertaining to one of the body's senses, or a single experience which has strong elements to all 5 senses.
I'd have a single experience to contribute. Then, I woke up, not knowing where I was, on a cold, blood-slicked iron slab in the bowels of the mortuary, a place where only the dustmen or the corpses in their care have seen. Splinter nods. Go on. My entire body reeked of embalming fluid, but even the smell of that was not enough to match the coppery scent of gore around me. Dozens of bodies lie on countless bloody slabs like the one I rose from, all in the process of being gutted, flayed, and like the nightmarish clockwork devices for reasons unknown. I mean, don't we kind of know the reasons? The only sounds were the squeals of labored metal and the unsteady tread of undead workers as they push the slabs about the mortuary on rusted iron tracks. He nods. A disturbing experience. And I even left out the part about the chattering skull that flew at me as soon as I was upright. Will it suffice, Splinter?
Yes, we welcome you back, traveler, and grant you access to those privileges allowed only to the members of the Society of Sensation.
Thanks, Splinter. I had a question.
We would be pleased to answer what questions we can, so long as they pertain to the Fest Hall or the Society of Sensation.
Okay, we should actually join, though. I do formally want to join. Let's see. Tell me about the Society.
The core of the Sensate's belief is that the multiverse can only be truly known through the senses. If one cannot sense it, then it isn't. Then a thing isn't. Only through experience, through experiencing all the sensations to be had, can the full truth of the multiverse be revealed. The Society of Sensation, then, is where experiences gather and are shared with others, usually via the Sensoriums.
Might I become a sensate?
In order to join the Society of Sensation, one must be willing and prepared to share their own experiences. 5 are required, 1 from each of the senses. Alternately, one may contribute a single experience that has strong elements from all 5 senses. These must be either new sensations or improvements upon our current stock. Should we find them acceptable, they will be placed into sensory stones, and you, having become a sensate, will be taught the sensory touch. It will allow you to draw others' wounds onto yourself, healing them by accepting their suffering.
Oh. Such as what, Grace has. I'm already a member of the Dustmen, but, I'm already a member of the Dustmen. I've changed my mind. I won't turn stag on them. I'm already a member of the Dustmen, but
they will not forgive you. There shall be no going back.
I'm ready to join the Society of Sensation. I feel no more loyalty towards the Dustmen.
First, what smell or experience involving it would you offer us?
Okay, actually, I'd like to contribute 1 experience that involves all 5 senses. Okay, this is the same as before. Go on. Dozens, squeals of... Okay, rusted iron tracks. Countless, being nightwork, clockwork devices, unknown reasons, chattering skull. Okay.
Yes, we shall go to an empty stone now to record your experience. You will then be granted access to those privileges allowed only to members of the Society of Sensation, as well as taught the sensory touch.
Accompany him to record your experience and learn the sensory touch. 10,000. You return to the Civic Fest Hall's foyer with Splinter.
We welcome you into the Society of Sensation, traveler. And may further journeys and experiences pave your road to the great truths of the multiverse.
Okay, thank you, Splinter. I had a question.
We would be pleased to answer what questions we can, so long as they pertain to the Fest Hall or the Society of Sensation.
Okay. How can you help me? Okay. Many fine things. I'd like to buy something from the vaults. All right. Now you've got Scroll of Friends, Blur, Scroll of Power Word, Blind. Whoa. The power of sight shall be removed and darkness shall enter, usable only by mages. The spell blinds up to 100 HP of creatures within 15 feet from the specified target point. The blindness spreads outwards from the center, affecting creatures with the lowest HP totals first. Those with more than 100 HP are not affected. The spell effect's duration depends on the number of HP affected. If 25 or fewer HP are affected, then the blindness lasts for 160 to 400 seconds. If 26 to HP are effective, the blindness lasts for 80 to 200 seconds. If 51 to 100 HP are affected, the blindness lasts for 16 to 40 seconds. An individual creature can't be partially affected unless all of its HP are affected. It is not blind. What the fuck? Scroll of Blindness. How frail is the body when it depends upon its eyes? We've read this before. I wonder what the difference will be. I mean, this doesn't seem like, you know, they don't really have anything too wild here. Aid, remove curse, make an ID stuff. Okay. Wow. So their shit kind of sucks. But I do get access to, yeah, the sensory touch, which is actually very nice. Yeah. I wonder if I can use it a lot more often than Grace. Okay. Let's see. Murtwin. Since we're here, though, should we... This is starting to feel like, very much main path. So maybe we should actually... Yeah, let's back off and go over to the Godsman Zone.
All right.
Yeah, let's back out of there. And let's go check in with what's-his-name about the Dream Builder. Because now that's feeling very, like, secondary. Especially since we have a name, Quell, or Kel. Let's see, lower ward.
Done.
Great. Do a quick save as well. Okay. Lovely.
All right.
See, I thought her sensory touch was part of being a succubus priest, but it's actually part of being a member of the Society of Sensation.
I'm gone.
Okay. Ooh, what if I was the founding member of the Society of Sensation? As a way to hopefully foster a way to, like, communicate in some rudimentary way between different incarnations. What if I'm the founder? It would make sense. We have that theory about the chair. All right, Nihl Xander.
What I need to begin the final stages of the Dream Builder is a piece of your skin immersed in your blood, so the machine can familiarize itself with your physical essence. It must be in a blue-green bottle to symbolize the dream sea on which you will float.
It has to be in a blue-green bottle. Okay, I got it right here. Take it. Show me my dreams.
Updated my journal.
The machine requires a bird cage. adorned with razors, fine wrought to mimic the destructive power of dreams, and the ability to capture our hearts and imaginations. Search in the siege tower for a cage I have commissioned.
How do I get in there? I don't know that I want to fetch these items for you. Okay, how do I get in there? We already know.
You've proven yourself to be resourceful. Find a way.
Okay, you'll see me again. Guess we're going back in there for a meeting with Coax Metal. So somehow he commissioned it from Coax Metal. I guess he's been in there. Okay.
All right.
I am surprised that the super weapon they're building back here isn't being directly worked on by Coax Metal.
I'm gone.
Right? Even if Coax Metal made it originally, they're now tinkering around with it. It's not just a one-person job. Okay. Should be right here. There we go. Suppress any desire. Boom.
Portal detected.
I'm gone.
Hello. The gigantic iron golem is still working at its forge. Sparks, ash, and hissing clouds of steam rise up from beneath the walkway. I had some questions for you. Ask. Okay. I need a heavy decorated wrought iron birdcage. Do you have one? I have such an item. The Dream Builder came to me an age ago. He promised me that my durance in the prison of this city would be near an end when the cage left my possession. I see. Can I have it?
Updated my journal.
Yes. Take this cage and lay waste to those who create such confines. Okay. Thank you. Farewell.
All right.
Interesting that he promised him freedom. Okay. Which, you know, it could be either way. It could be true, or it could just be that he said that to placate him. Let me examine this item. Dream Cage. This is a fine wrought bird cage adorned with razors that you obtain from Coax Metal the Golem. You're supposed to take it back to Nihl Xander for use in the Dream Builder. Okay. What part of the cage is a razor, though? Maybe just all of it is. Okay. Look, I'm worried that I'm gonna have to put this thing on my head and it's gonna fuck me up and hurt. Maybe that's the only way to get it. Okay, right over here. I've played Bloodborne. I fought that guy with that shit on his head. Looks familiar. Nihl Xander? Okay.
The machine requires a birdcage adorned with razors, fine wrought, to mimic the destructive power of dreams and their ability to capture our hearts and imaginations. Search in the siege tower for a cage I've commissioned.
I've got it right here. Now give me my dreams.
Updated my journal.
I just need one more item from you, and we can begin the final process of the Dream Builder. I need a pillow that is lain inside a coffin. It will simulate a sleep so profound that you may as well be dead. It opens your mind to the emanations of the Dream Builder. It is, if I say so myself, a touch of inspiration on my part.
A coffin pillow, huh? You'll have it. First, answer a few more questions. Okay, I'll get it. I don't think I really want to continue fetching these items for you. Okay, I'll get it. Well, we have an idea of where we could get that from. That's in the lower ward, isn't it? The coffin builder. Okay, back on out.
Done.
The only trouble with this dude is that it is quite the run. Going back and forth here. Coffin maker down this way.
Done.
Sure. Alright. Good. good. Part of me is concerned that this is going to turn out to be main path stuff, right? Like, the only way to, in some form, access Ravel Puzzlewell would be through my own dreams.
I'm gone.
I feel like I'm open to that happening. Dim tree. Okay. Oh. Dim tree turns to you. You help, please? You find Sebastian? Release me? Sure, I'll help you.
My journal.
You can almost sense a feeling of relief emanating from the zombie. Dim tree, thank you, friend. Where can I find Sebastian? The creature pauses. Not no. Remember voice. Give order here. Give order be here. Walk in. Hamries. Nothing more. Sorry. Okay. I don't... Fuck. Release Dimtree from his zombie condition. Dimtree the zombie wants to be released from his condition so that he may rest in peace. Must find his creator Sebastian and ask him how to do this. I feel like I know of Sebastian, but I don't remember from where. Okay, Hamries, I have some questions. I need to buy a coffin pillow. He nods at you.
Ah, you're here to purchase, then? I assure you, what I do is a labor of love. The real value of my profession is in the building of the coffin, in doing it, and doing it well. It is an act of perfectly ordered creation. Every piece must fit just so for the betterment of the whole. It is much like a metaphor for the harmonium philosophy. We create order, and it is beauty.
I just need a pillow. He nods at you again.
I need 50 coppers for the basic boards used in construction, though the expense doesn't cover the time. Usually it's either whitewashed or painted, some color of the person's choosing. The boards themselves are usually a 16th handspan thick, maybe even thicker depending on the nature of the corpse, whether it's a human being buried or not, or whether they're worried that the person might get back up again.
He laughs. I just need a pillow. He nods at you again.
Some prefer Bitopian pine, which is fine and traditional, but I prefer the heavy arborean oak materials, simply because they have a good weight about them. Even a 20th inch of the oak is stronger than a 16th of the handspan of pine.
He pauses for a moment. I said I just need a pillow. He nods at you.
From there, I need about a score multiplied by a score of steel wood screws. Gauge about 8 by 1 1/4 inch or so. Lots of shops around here carry them. Not a big deal to acquire them. I'll also need some sort of metal pins for securing the interior lining. Best to pick them up with the bunch. Then there's a matter of the battens and the corner blocks, depending on how you wish to do it.
Are you listening to me? I said I just need a pillow. He places his hand on his chin.
And although I usually let the natural wood speak the color of the coffin for itself, sometimes the person commissioning it wants it painted special or engraved. I don't usually do the finer work for that, though I am skilled but contracted out.
He pauses for a breath.
And the handles alone are another matter entirely.
He nods knowingly. What about the handles? If you don't shut up and give me a pillow, I'm going to hit you hard. I've had enough. Farewell. What about the handles?
Big thing, handles. Everything about handles depends on how the coffin is to be carried. You got skilled men carrying the coffin at shoulder height. You don't even need to worry about handles. Professional pole bearers never use them, see? If you got your family and friends carrying the coffin, then handles are necessary. You'll need some rope handles or even metal handles.
He gives you a satisfied look. That's fine and all, but I came here for a pillow. You have any?
Let me give you an example. I think the most beautiful coffin I'd ever seen was this one of clear pine. I don't know where they managed to get it, whether from a place in Blytopia or elsewhere. Anyway, it was pegged together carefully and trimmed with this beautiful run of redwood. The effect was somewhat ruined by the crude amounts of thick hemp rope that surrounded the affair. Surely something was needed for the pallbearers to hold on to, but to ruin the entire beauty of the coffin with such badly woven rope.
Henry shakes his head. I'm sure this is fascinating and all, but I just want a pillow.
Then there's the matter of measurements. They can be tricky, and I try and do it myself, since occasionally a client will neglect to inform me as to the race of the deceased, or forget something like the hip width. Very important indeed. Also, if the client is still alive, I try and make precautions. Should the client fill out before they die, you know?
He pauses.
Then there's the construction itself.
Hammerys.
There's many different ways of attaching the sides and ends to the floor of the coffin and to each other. Some use internal battens or corner blocks with plenty of wood screws to screw it in place. You can also do the fiend's tooth method and just cut alternating tongues and recesses all along the edges to be joined, so that they fit together, like a fiend's jaw. Requires a little more work and precision, but the result is neat and very strong.
He pauses to breathe once again. Hammerys.
Then there's the lid. The lid's gonna need a rim or lip all round its edge, made from a strip of wood pinned to the box or carved around the edge itself. Once you have some pilot holes drilled into the main box, then drill in the screws in the top of the lid, maybe half a handspan apart.
You get the impression that he is not going to stop talking now that he is on a roll. If you don't shut up and give me a pillow, I'm going to hit you hard. I've had enough. Farewell. We have no other recourse. All right, shut the fuck up. You think you finally got his attention? He frowns at you with a confused look on his face.
Pardon?
I said I need a coffin pillow. That's all, just a pillow. Do you have any? He looks relieved and smiles.
A pillow? I thought you might need the entire coffin.
He puts his hand on his chin again.
I'm so sorry, but I'm out of stock on pillows right now. I don't know when I'll have them again. With the warehouse being closed and all.
Right. Yes, you mentioned a problem. What was that about again?
Yes, the warehouse where I store my goods is having internal problems of some sort. New management or some such nonsense. I haven't been able to replenish my stock of late. He frowns. The Harmonium would never let things get so out of hand as to cause distress to its customers.
His voice fades away as he thinks, and he looks at you.
Perhaps you would look into the matter for me?
I guess I don't have a choice. If I want a pillow, I'll do it. It's not my problem. Why don't you handle it? I'll think about it. I have some questions. I've got to go. Farewell. I'll do it.
Updated my journal.
He smiles broadly.
Excellent. If you deal with this issue satisfactorily, you may have your pillow for free.
He gets that lecture look on his face again.
That may not seem like sufficient payment, but let me tell you about the construction of those pillows.
No, thank you. I'll just get started on this right away. Farewell. Another time. I have some questions. I'll get started on right away. Okay, let's head on out of here. Okay. Sure, and let's head on up to the warehouse.
Done.
That is exactly how I feel when I start talking about men's clothing. Right? I start talking about tailored menswear to people who maybe not are into that. Okay, let's head on up here.
I'm gone.
I do think it's important in life to have at least 1 or 2 topics that you can just ramble on about if you want to. Not that there's ever really an occasion to ramble on about it, but you know, it indicates a certain degree of passion. Okay, Vault of the Ninth World, hello. I'd like to claim something. And what was it you were looking for exactly? I'm here to retrieve a pillow for Hamry's the Coffin Maker. A pillow? I could certainly use a pillow. A big stone pillow. Here's your pillow, Master Hamry's. And good luck sleeping with it. Can I get you anything else? No, thank you. Farewell. We at the Vault of the Ninth World value your business. Please return. Yeah, I'll bet. Okay. Do I know Sebastian? Oh, Sebastian. Killing... Oh, okay. I know Sebastian. You're over here. Oh, God. Are you still over here? You're the wizard who purportedly fixed my scars. Okay, there you are. Hello. Sebastian smiles at you.
Good day, Cutter. How may I help you?
Actually, I want to talk to you about Dimtree. He stares at you for a moment, then sighs.
What about Dimtree, Cutter?
He wants to be released from his job. I just wanted to compliment you on a job well done. He wants to be released. Oh, from his curse. From his job, from his curse. Same. He gives you a surprised look and then waves you off.
I find that hard to believe, Cutter. Dimtree doesn't have the mental power to desire anything.
He frowns for a moment.
Did that idiot Hamrys put you up to this?
Think about it, Sebastian. Hamrys doesn't know Dimtree is a zombie, let alone who created him, right? What difference does it make? What difference does it make?
Oh.
He laughs, shakes his head, and then tries to adopt a more serious composure.
Hamrys loves the sound of his own voice, Cutter. He would wander the market for hours, bending people's ears to his endless prattle. Businesses were failing. Dimtree provides him a willing companion to listen to his many tales and, more importantly, keep him in his shop.
I see. I have some questions for you. Okay, I want to talk to you about Dimtree again. He wants release from his curse. Think about it, Sebastian. Hamrys doesn't know Dimtree is a zombie, let alone who created him, right? He sighs and seems to be deep in thought.
Yes, you're right, of course. Hamrys could not have sent you. I guess poor Dimtree is more aware than I intended. A pox on me for my stupidity.
So will you release him? He looks at you for a moment with conflicting emotions crossing his face. He sighs and throws his arms up in exasperation.
I cannot, sorry.
He gives you a pleading look.
I want to, mind you, but I cannot. I fulfilled a contract by creating Dimtree, and I cannot break it. Right or wrong, I am a man of my word. My reputation demands it.
Truth, I understand your dilemma and agree with you. Could I release him instead? Truth, I really don't give a rat's ass about contracts. What you did is wrong, and he needs to be freed. Contracted you? Maybe I can get them to agree to his release. Yeah, well, I really don't care one way or the other. I agreed to try and help him. Farewell. Let's go with number 2. That seems more fun. I don't really give a rat's ass about contracts. What you did is wrong and he needs to be freed.
It would be difficult.
He turns and begins to look through a nearby box. After a moment, he removes a book, which he sets down in front of you.
First, you'll have to have some magical aptitude. Second, you'd have to be able to properly speak the words you find on page 23 of this book.
Go on.
Last, you'd have to touch Dimtree just as you feel the power of the words culminate within you.
He turns his back on you and rummages through another box.
I couldn't allow you to read the book, however. It'd be tantamount to my breaking my word through the actions of another.
He continues poking through the box, ignoring you. Read the book and leave. Ignore the book and leave. We think that he's doing this. Okay. He's doing this on purpose. Okay, I'm going to read the book and leave.
Journal. Teachings of Zerthamon, I have become stronger.
Okay, great.
Endure.
And Dakin leveled.
In enduring, grow strong.
Spell memorization abilities increase 2 HP and 1 from con. Okay. Let's check this here. Ah, you can finally learn Annul Ava's duplication. Cool. Okay. Ain't no way we're ever gonna be able to learn Mechanist Cannon. No fucking way. What level even am I? 9? Would I be able to learn it if I were instead a level 9 mage?
Done.
I'm not sure. I feel like you gotta really power level and like grind out levels to be able to even cast that shit. Okay. Let's head over here. Now let's first get from Hamry's what we want, and then we're going to fuck up his whole situation. Hello, Hamry's? Hamry smiles at you.
Good day again, Cutter. Did you get the pillow you were looking for?
Yes, I've dealt with the trouble at the warehouse and got the pillow.
Updated my journal.
He smiles and nods.
Well done, Cutter. As I said, you may keep whatever you recovered from the warehouse as your reward. Thank you for your help.
I have some questions. Okay, never mind. I must be going. Dream pillow. This small embroidered pillow came from a coffin at the coffin maker's establishment. Okay. Dimtree. Dimtree turns to face you slightly as you approach. You can feel a sense of expectation in the air about him. You find master? Dimtree release? Yes, Dimtree, I know how to release you now. Dimtree turns to face you and gestures toward you. Please, friend. Speak the word Sebastian taught you. You pause to gather your thoughts and then carefully speak the words Sebastian taught you. You then reach out and touch Dimtree lightly on the forehead. Rest well, Dimtree.
Updated my journal.
With a sigh, the zombie collapses at your feet. You think you hear a fleeting, "Thank you, friend," as he falls to the ground. You're the best friend a man could ever... Oh, no, wait, that's Hamry's.
I'm gone.
Oh, what'd you drop? A bronze ring. Okay. Can I talk to Hamry's about that?
Well, hello there. In the market for a coffin yet?
He smiles amiably. I have questions? I can't bring up, Oh, okay. Well, farewell. Yeah. Job's done, I think. Okay. Let's head back to the foundry.
Done.
There we are.
I'm gone.
Lovely. Handy that they give you this little tiny alleyway here to cut right through the middle. Makes the trip just a bit shorter.
All right.
Okay. Then over that away.
All right.
And then all the way into this back hallway to speak with what's his butt. I was really expecting the Society of Sensation to have some sort of weapon that I could buy. What can you do, though? Okay. Let's see. I have the pillow for you. Let's get on with it.
Updated my journal.
Anytime you're ready for the dream key, Scarred Man, give the word and I'll pass it to you.
Give me the key. He pauses as if gathering errant thoughts.
Close your eyes and stretch out your hand, he says. You have to feel this key before you see it, or it won't function.
Do as he says. I could have peeked. 16,000. You feel a touch in the palm of your calloused hand. At first, you can barely feel it, but it rapidly grows in solidity in moments until you finally hear Xander's voice. Open your eyes. When you do, you see a simple black feather in the palm of your hand. My work is finished. Xander nods. Use that key on the leftmost door of the foundry, and the Dream Builder will open to you. I must go now. I've work to attend to. A feather. All that work for a feather. I thank Xander farewell. A feather?
Updated my journal.
It's the final safeguard on the Dream Builder, sod. Do you think I'd want just anyone waltzing in? I ain't stupid. Do you want something else, or can I get back to work now?
Okay, go back to work.
All right.
Quick save, and we'll head on out over here. So it's that other door that we had seen that was all locked and clogged up.
All right.
Yeah, because this one had the super weapon in it. Can I actually go back into the super weapon room right now? Oh, wow, I can. Huh. Okay.
Done.
Over here, lost item. Oh. Dream Builder. You find yourself standing under a hangman's noose. A gravelly voice cackles out of the darkness. You dream again. 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 Your body seems strangely light and airy, like you've lost control of it, like the winds blow you where they will. Oh. You find yourself floating through a maze of twisted plants and black barbs that tear at your insubstantial body. Creatures of nightmare pull themselves from the ground and walls and rip at your flesh. Their furious attack drives you into unconsciousness. Who is that up there, though? Oh, okay. All right, so here's my takes on all this. First area, right? We were in some sort of house. There was a fireplace. Is that where we made Ignis? Right? Where Ignis became Ignis. The lesson that Ignis remembered and told us, you know, that we had heard about. Earlier as well. Back in the gnarled area. Maybe that was Ravel Puzzlewell? I don't know. That didn't look like a spooky Witch of the Woods, though. Maybe that was someone or something else. But this is where we got Mort, originally. Anyhow. You're standing in front of a tower of skulls that babbles at you, but you can't understand the words. A clattering behind you distracts you, and you see a battalion of fiends rushing you. Huh. Oh. You're standing in the maze again, and the stench of death surrounds you. You have killed all of them. The cackling voice breaks in once again.
Oh, my pretty little puzzle. You've killed these and so many more that I have lost count of them all.
You are stricken mute and cannot reply.
Come to me, my puppet. Come to Ravel in her black-barbed maze. Come dream with me.
Shake yourself awake. Oh! Okay. Find the night hag.
All right.
Oh, I can't go in anymore. So she was definitely speaking with me through the dream. Right? That wasn't part of the dream. That was her communicating through it. Interesting.
Done.
Okay. Oh, is that why I have no memory as well? Is my occasional memory wipe, my amnesia, tied to... It's, okay, here's another wild theory. My occasional amnesia, which happens sometimes when I die, is a safety feature, right? It's like some kind of failsafe. Oh, hey, hold on. Let's move everybody around here correctly. All right. But because Ravel is a fucking threat and danger, somehow I have, like, as part of myself, something installed within me that makes it to where I can't dream, because if I could dream, otherwise Ravel, if I were dreaming, Ravel would be able to fuck with me in those dreams. And me sometimes forgetting shit is a byproduct of it. Or maybe they're two completely separate facets of my being. But either way, I bet that's it. That's why I don't have dreams, because it's meant to be, it's implemented for my own safety. Okay. By either a past incarnation or someone else who did it to me.
All right.
Okay, let's see. And then we're going to head over, finally, to the Civic Fest Hall. There we are.
Done.
Okay. Hello, Splint? Oh. Okay. Splinter regards you coolly as ever as you approach. We welcome you once more to the Civic Fest Hall, traveler. How may we help you? Okay, how can you help me? Can you show me to the Sensoriums? There are two. The public sensorium, where visitors may use the sensory stones for anywhere between 10 and 50 commons, and the private sensorium, where only members of the Society of Sensation are allowed. You can reach neither of them yourself. We must take you there. Interesting. Okay, well, let's go to the public ones first.
Done.
Hello, Sensate. This person turns as you interrupt them, nodding a polite greeting.
Apologies, good sir, but I was just in the middle of something. If you don't mind. Farewell.
They give a polite half bow and make to continue about their business. Leave. Sensate guide? Hello. This man's gentle voice compliments his calm and refined demeanor. Greetings. Are you here to use one of the sensory stones? No, not yet. I had some questions. The man nods. This is the public sensorium, whose chambers hold recorder or sensory stones. Each of the stones contains a particular sensation, or set of sensations, which a user can experience for his or herself. A sensate is free to use them at their leisure, while visitors must pay a small fee. Does this answer your questions? For the most part. I'd like to use one of the stones now. The man smiles and explains to you some of the various sensations that are currently available for your perusal. Will one of these suit you? Unavoidable pain will do, tender love, mind-numbing tedium, sheer wonder, consuming impatience, tired surrender, supernatural lust. Actually, are there others? No, not right now. Farewell. Are there others? The man nods, explaining several sensations that are available for your use. Will one of these suit you? Psychosis, festering jealousy, bitter loathing, pure glee, frightened exhilaration, grim determination, complete bafflement. Are there any more? Holy shit, there are so many. Horrible regret, shock and a rise to seething vengefulness, slowly dawning horror, indescribable frustration, a vastly important secret, lycanthropy. Okay, what were the last ones? Okay, what were the last ones? Fuck it, we'll start from the top and go all the way down. Actually, not right now. Let me save first. Just in case. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to use a stone. Unavoidable pain will do. Good. The stone you shall want to use is in one of the smaller chambers. One room clockwise from the stairwell. It is greenish-yellow in color. Oh, okay. Maybe I don't need to talk to him for all of them. Clockwise, so it would be this one. Okay. Okay, so I can just go through them and use them. This greenish-yellow stone is the one that the clerk directed you towards. Within it lies the experience unavoidable pain. Begin the sensation. The experience is a short and violent one, struggling with another, slightly stronger man at the edge of a blazing hot stream of molten lava. Your weapon hand is slowly, inexorably forced ever closer to the magma. Beads of sweat evaporate the instant they appear. The hair on the back of your hand blackens and smolders above the awesome heat. Finally, your howls of suffering echoing from the canyon walls around you. Your hand and the axe it holds plunges into the lava and chars to ash in a few agonizing seconds. Stir yourself. 750 XP. The experience seems to have stirred some long-forgotten, vaguely similar memory in your own mind. You feel as if you've gained something from using the sensory stone. Oh, okay.
I'm gone.
I had a vaguely similar memory to that. So can I just freely use these without talking to the guy? This is an unusual light blue stone. It is securely fastened to the pedestal that it rests upon. Alright, fuck it. I'm gonna do all of them. Okay. I trust you enjoyed the sensory experience. Something I may do for you now. I'm at 6785 money. I'd like another session. How about tender love? 2 rooms clockwise, light blue in color. Thanks. 6785.
Done.
This light blue stone is the one that the clerk directed you towards. Within it lies the experience tender love. Begin. Your eyes are closed. You can sense yourself standing on the tips of your toes, pressed against someone tightly. Soft, soft lips brush against yours, giving you the most gentle of kisses. Your heart seems to flutter in your chest, and you feel as if you could fall backwards and simply float off into space. Stir yourself. Okay. Same as before.
I'm gone.
Alright, let's have another one. I'll fucking do them all. How about mind-numbing tedium? Okay, violet in color 3 clockwise. Okay, mind-numbing tedium. Begin. The experience couldn't be more than a few minutes long, but hours seemed to pass. A long, boring lecture in the driest, dustiest hall in the University of Calm in Sigil. You look about the vast hall, hoping to catch someone's eye to pull a face at, but the other students are either asleep or staring listlessly into space. You drop your quill pen, pick it up, and drop again, just for something to do. You consider stabbing yourself in the eye with it, just to see if your senses haven't been wholly numbed by the incredible boredom. Okay, stir yourself. Same as before. Yeah, I'm not actually spending money, I guess because I'm a member now. Another question about sheer wonder. Okay, 4 rooms clockwise. People in here. Alright, sheer wonder, begin. Hesitantly, you open your mouth and take a shallow breath, and water flows into your lungs like cool air. You smile and take a deep breath, gawking in all directions as you slowly sink to the bottom of the harbor, where hundreds of colorful fish weave through twisting tracks of brilliant coral. As your feet touch bottom, you peer up at the keel of your ship and laugh aloud with joy. A string of great bubbles shooting up towards the surface. Holy shit. That one's fucking wild. Okay. Can I have someone else go in and talk to him? Like, Mort, can you talk for me? No, has to be me. Okay, another one. About consuming impatience. 5 rooms.
All right.
Yeah, good as done.
Oh, Lady Thorncombe. Hello. Don't I know you? This comely middle-aged woman is wandering about dreamily, absent-mindedly chewing on her thumbnail. Her eyes seem focused on nothing in particular. She is dressed in elegant yet disheveled finery, and her hair is slightly tousled. Greetings? She takes her thumb from her mouth, smoothing back a strand of hair that had fallen in front of her eyes. I had some questions. Very well. Ask what you wish. She sounds apathetic. I had questions about you. As you begin to ask your question, you realize she's not looking at you, let alone paying you any attention. Hello? I had a question. Very well. Ask what you wish. I had questions about this place. Okay, leave her.
I'm gone.
Alright, consuming impatience. You stand debating with Omnis the Horribly Slow, keeper of the Lion Key, as to whether or not your quest is important enough for him to relinquish the artifact into your care. The whole experience is an exercise in sheer torment. Each and every one of his words is followed by a significant pause. Each and every point he makes is reiterated time and again before he lets you speak. You present an argument, then wait, and wait, and wait, while he makes his counterpoint, to which you shoot out a snappy counterpoint of your own. Then you must wait yet again for another of Omnis's drawing, meandering, seemingly endless counterpoints. It's everything you can do not to simply lop the fiend's tusked head off and snatch the key from the twitching corpse. All right. Let me get another one of them. Another session. How about Tired Surrender? 6 rooms clockwise, violet in color. Okay. Violet Stone is the one we were directed toward. Tired Surrender. Shuddering, chattering, hoping beyond hope to be found, you curl into yourself beneath a blanket of snow to save what little warmth you have left. Fighting to keep your eyes open to remain awake, you become aware that you can no longer feel your arms, your legs, the ice against your face, and tired, so tired, you at last resign to the inevitable. You close your eyes, bidding sleep a bitter welcome, as a sense of loss forces a single tear, doomed to crystallize before it even reaches your cheek, from your aching eyes. Okay. Let's see, another one. Another session. Supernatural Lust. Okay. I didn't even read that time.
Stop flicking that tail. It's irritating.
If you shut your trap, then I'll stop waving my tail.
Oh, flick away then.
Okay. I'm assuming it's this one. I didn't even read which one. I just assume it's going to be the next one. Look at that. It was the next one. Supernatural Lust. You find yourself coupling with a succubus, a creature of such intense, otherworldly beauty that even her fiend's horns and thrashing tail give you no pause. She gasps under you. You desire her so completely that the whole of your existence seems focused towards this single goal. As your life explodes from you in a starry burst, you hear the delighted laughter of the succubus as she drains you dry, leaving your body but a soulless husk. Damn. Okay, that's fucking wild. Okay, stir yourself from this experience. Okay. Sure. Over here. Okay, how about others? Psychosis. Okay. Oh. So now we're back to greenish yellow, one room clockwise. Oh, okay. What the heck? So this is also psychosis now? Yeah, begin. The experience is a strange one, very disturbing. You've the point of a knife pressed to someone's throat, your hand clamped over their mouth, and breathe hot and heavy in their face. You begin to stab them, slowly. The knife dimples their skin, and eventually breaks it. There's the hot rush of blood over your forearm, the sound of strangled respiration, a horrible sense of perverted glee, and it is over. Whoa, fuck, okay. I feel like that's a bit more than just psychosis, right? I feel like psychosis doesn't necessarily mean like psychotic killing, right? I feel like there's more to it than that, but sure. That could be psychotic in a sense. Okay, another session. Oh, great, now I have to click a bunch. Any others? How about festering jealousy? 2 rooms, okay. Festering jealousy. You feel your lip curl as the fair-haired young hero, armor gleaming like a polished silver mirror, once again enters your tavern. Hanging his velvet cloak on a wall peg, he surveys your patrons with a pair of eyes like sea gems and a smile that sets the serving wenches swooning. You set the mug you're cleaning down and harumph loudly, thinking of what it'd be like to turn him upside down and shove him in a rain barrel. All right. I'll take another. Another session. Let's see. And the others, bitter loathing. Okay. I feel like that one also could have been bitter loathing. Oh, bit long. Venomous tears of pain brimming in your narrow yellow eyes. You gather the tattered remains of your small-scaled red wings off the floor. You humbly back out of Groba's study, gritting your needle-like teeth beneath sealed lips. Surely, you're only a spinagon, least among devils, but that's no cause for a pit fiend to tear your wings off because he doesn't like the message you've brought him. What will your Guluggan master do now? He certainly can't say anything to Groba, and what use is a spinagon without its wings? You'll probably get cast into the pit of flame for incompetence. Vengeance is out of the question. There's little to do but shake your clawed fist and hate Groba with all the loathing your hard little black devil's heart can muster. Okay. Let's see what's next. Another session. Pure glee, I guess. Back in here. Dancing and leaping about in rhythm with the wood elves bouncing festival music, you and a dozen other dancers spin through the forest, clearing like a whirling dervish, smiling and laughing like mad. As the cheering forest dwellers whoop, clap, and dance alongside you, fairies careen through the air, above your heads, leaving sparkling trails of colored light. Stir yourself. Okay. I don't know if that one was that wild. Okay. Another sensation. About frightened exhilaration. Right. I love the way in which they have to qualify these colors. Yeah, this one's reddish orange. This one's violet. Oh, this one's a bit purple. Okay. Which one was this again? Frightened exhilaration. You twist your head to look up at the large contraption strapped to your back. A set of 4 bat-like wings extend from out of it, each made of leather pulled taut over wicker flames. From the precipice you've perched on, Dilgyar's floating fortress appears as but a tiny speck suspended in the blue-gray sky, miles away across nothing but empty air. This is how everyone travels on the plane of air, they said. It's easy. You smile, step back a ways, and make a running leap off the cliff into the cool wind below, leaving your stomach behind. As the wings suddenly catch the air, an amazing rush shudders through your entire body as you soar out over the nothingness and towards the Elemental Prince's abode. Cool. Okay. Something vaguely similar from my own mind. Let's see, anything here? I mean, what if could you imagine if these were all mine? Right? If every one of these stones, no matter what, was one of mine. That's why they all feel familiar. Okay. Another session. God, that's going to be the twist, isn't it? That they are really all mine. Okay, grim determination. I don't know how, but like, you know, through body horror or some sort of like contraption or whatever. It's feasible, I feel. Was it this one or the purple one? Oh shit. The purple one. Or violet one, my bad. Grim determination. The entire hall was in ruins and still in the process of being destroyed, as dozens of combatants hurled weapons, deadly, arcane magics, and themselves at one another in a desperate struggle to be the last one standing. Plumes of acrid green smoke rose from the pile of limp bodies you dragged yourself out of, having barely escaped the wrath of some fiendish spell. There it was, across the way, through the battling throng, through the bloodthirsty battle ahead of you, sitting untouched on a miraculously upright table. Your pint of mead. And you'd get it back if you had to kill every last one of the brawling tavern patrons to do it. What was this? Grim determination. Okay. About over here. Another session. Complete bafflement. Okay. Over here. Good, good, good. Begin. You awake from uneasy dreams to find yourself transformed in your dank lair into a rather small 4-limbed fleshy thing. You're lying on your shellless. As it were wholly unprotected, back, and when you lift your tiny head, unadorned with its usual sensory antenna, a little you can see your pinkish belly partly covered in soft, curling hairs, quite unlike the back bristles you're accustomed to seeing there. Your only two legs now jut from the end of your torso, rather than up from around your abdomen. They look thick and ungainly in proportion to your body, and lie there limply, making no attempt to right you on their own, only by actively concentrating can you move the things? What has happened to you? We got reverse Kefka. Right? We got reverse metamorphosed. You go from a guy, or from a beetle or a bug into a fucking dude. That said four-limbed. I don't know, four-limbed? Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, stir yourself. What one was that? Complete bafflement. Okay. I guess that is baffling. Reverse Kefka. Okay. Let's see. Another one. Okay, we're going back into the last bunch. How about unavoidable... Oh, no, wait. What? Are there others? Psychosis? Are there any more? Okay. Horrible regret. Oh, 3 rooms counterclockwise. Reddish orange. Okay. What the fuck? So this one. Oh, this is big. Alright, horrible regret. You stand on the deck of your flagship, the Divine Hammer, as it floats over the continent of Agerheim, held aloft by the winds of magic. The very landscape roils and shudders beneath the bombardment of your feet. 1,000 ships' cannons and bombards, hurling their sorcerous fire down like vengeful gods. The shockwaves began to hit your ship only minutes ago, a constant vibration that sends shudders through the whole of the ancient craft and moves your very bones, accompanied by a constant rumbling bass. This is a big fish. As the land's mountains begin to sink and the seas that surround it begin to boil off into the atmosphere, your first officer comes to stand beside you. Ooh. Continue. My Lord Admiral, permission to speak freely, sir. You nod your acquiescence, your stomach sinking as you guess at his question. My lord, forgive me, but how? What gives us the right? 1 billion lives. Continue. You speak without turning to him, unable to take your eyes of Rumos, maybe a typo, the nation's vast capital city, as it vaporizes into a cloud of superheated gases 12 miles across and growing ever wider. If only you knew the full treachery of the Agarites, First Officer Felm, one which is beyond most any man's comprehension, then you would know. You would speak of our right to annihilate them. We've no right to let them live. Continue. But sir, traitors, all of them? Surely among the hundreds of thousands, how many innocents? Silence. Speak of it no more. Our king has spoken. His will be done. The task set to us is a horrible one, not fit for contemplation or questioning. There is no room for pity, no room for remorse, only duty. Continue. The two of you stand silently for a time, watching the last minutes of Agerheim. At long last you sigh, a low, stuttering exhalation that sounds as if something has broken inside you. Beneath the brazen plate that covers the ruined half of your face, your dead eye begins to weep. Felm, my friend, I would have you understand. I would know now, as I look down at what I have wrought here, that were I to sink upon what I have done, what I have truly done, I would be struck mad. A deed such as this, the anguish would overwhelm, destroy me. So First Officer Falm, it must be that there are no innocents in Agarheim. No mothers, no children, no people. Only traitors. Vile, cunning traitors, who deserve no less than the full brunt of our holy king's wrath. Do you understand this? Continue. Yes, my lord. Good. Now go. I wish to be alone here. By your command, Lord Admiral. Falm bows his head and returns below deck, leaving you to stand over the end of a civilization. Fuck! Oh my god! These ones are so much better! Okay. Holy shit, these are dope. Okay, let me get another one of them. Fuck. Good thing they're good because I have to walk really far. Okay. Let's see. Any more? Shock and arise to seething vengefulness. Okay. 2 rooms counterclockwise from the stairwell. Very well. So these big ones are what's being used for these more wild and cool sensations. These are just sensates there. Shock and arise to seething vengefulness. You stand somewhere in the nether regions of the plains, a sweltering place where the ground is beaten, copper, and the sky is of brass. Here the bodies of sinners, petitioners in this horrid place, are rolled amongst iron brambles and bronze scorpions until their bones are fine gray dust. Continue. You squint at the horizon. The bone dust rising with putrid-smelling gusts of wind that carry with them the sound of agonizing moaning. There's nothing but flat, metallic landscape as far as the eye can see. The dust is everywhere, in everything. It stings at your eyes, coats the insides of your mouth with a pasty film. You spit, wiping at it with your finger, but it's of no use. The stuff's taste has fouled your mouth completely. You look down at the key in your hand, a minute a minute platinum orb, and picture the man's face who solemnly swore to you the magical portal you passed through, now gone of course, led to the green fields of Bytopia. Someone, by all the powers and their proxies, was going to pay for this one. Huh. Okay. Let's get another one of them. Good. Another session, please. Are there others? Any more than that? Slowly dawning horror. Okay, one room counterclockwise. And I guess we're just going to repeat these 3. Slowly dawning horror. How good could it be, you think, regarding the burgundy liquid carefully? Across the table from you, the twisted old man smiles slyly. Please, sir, try, he whispers, his hushed voice the sound of dry leaves blown over a roughly cobbled street. Thou shalt find it more than lives up to thy expectations, I am sure. You nod at him and lift the crystal goblet into the air, watching the light play through the crimson liquor. You'd come a long way for this drink, searched long and hard for this old man, and you'll be damned to let anything rush you now. The moment was to be savored. You raise your glass to your lips, inhaling the stuff's aroma. The bouquet is light, sweet, intoxicating, almost dizzyingly so. You've tried countless drinks, written tomes about them, their flavors and smells, means of manufacture, in your journeys across the plains. But this stuff was supposed to be legendary. No living man you'd found or heard had tried the stuff. No stories were ridiculous. The stories were ridiculous. Nothing could taste quite so good. But if there were the slightest bit of truth to them, this would be some fine liquor indeed. At last, you drink of the goblet, a cautious sip. Incredible, indescribable. As the flavor washes over your palate, you fight the urge to shudder with delight. Nothing you have tried in all your long years has tasted quite like this. You look up at the old man, startled to find your glass empty. You had drained it all in a single draught. You wipe your eyes with the back of your hand, not entirely sure when you had begun to cry. Tears of joy, eh? The old man laughs softly. Quite pleasing to the tongue, is it not? Wouldst thou like some more, perchance? He smiles at you once more. Yes, if I might. Surely, he replies, refilling your glass. Try as you might, you cannot resist downing it in a single gulp. You thrust your finger into the goblet in an attempt to find some last hidden drop of the stuff. Several times more does he fill the goblet, and each time you gulp the stuff down, as a starving man would devour a feast, unable to control yourself, to deny yourself another exquisite taste of it. He chuckles softly once more. A drink such as this, a man would do anything for it, no? You nod, without hesitation. Yes, a man would. Looking at him, his sly smile suddenly takes on a whole new meaning. A sense of horror begins to creep over you, even as you begin to yearn painfully for more of the blood-red liquor. Yes. The old man grins, his yellow eyes gleaming. A man wouldst do anything in the thrall of such a drink. Even the most terrible, the most heinous of deeds, as thou shalt see, my newest servant. Ooh, blee! Okay. What was that one called? Slowly dawning horror. Oh, that's fun. Vampire. There's no way I was each of one of these, right? There's no way. That's too... We've entered the realm of it being unrealistic, right? I think we did around the time when we, like, wiped out a shitload of people in a capital from an airship. I think that was probably it. That was probably the line. Okay. Let's see. Another session, please. Are there others? Are there any more? Indescribable frustration. Okay, 3 rooms. Yep. Right up here. Very well. Let's see. Indescribable frustration. You can see it now. The crown of Haven, gleaming upon a marble pedestal. No more than 20 strides away, it is. With it, you could wrest control of the armies of Athenopolis, away from your treacherous brother, and restore your father's kingdom. A fool your wretched brother was, you smile grimly at the thought. To leave the king's only daughter alive, thinking she could do him no harm. Continue. I wonder if all these places and, like, names that are, like, given proper nouns, right? I wonder if these are real and they exist in some greater D&D lore, or I guess because this is Planescape, in any kind of lore, right? It could be from anything. right? It could be from any sort of mythos or mythology or fiction. Anyhow. A sound. The creak of leather sandals. The softest hiss. Over there, by that third pillar. She was close now. Palafi, the Medusa, jealously guarding the crown her servants had stolen for her so long ago. Crouching behind a wide pillar, you wrap your hand tightly around your trusted thrice-blessed javelin. With your helm of swiftness and the 100-mirrored shield, even a beast such as Palafi would be no match for you. Any moment now, she would round the pillar and meet the sight of you. Even if she turned away from the shield, your javelin would surely find her throat. Suddenly, there's a gentle touch on your shoulder. You gasp, spinning around to face, of course, the Medusa. Accepting the inevitable, you only have time to loose a piercing cry of frustration before your lungs and every other part of you solidifies into cold, gray stone. A quick one. Okay, how about over here? Are there others? Any more? A vastly important secret. Okay. I wonder if this one, like at least one of these must in some way pertain to me personally. Maybe this will be it. Maybe we've already read it. Okay. A vastly important secret. 6 Imperial servants rush ahead of you, swinging the golden doors of the Dragon Palace wide. Long live the Empress, they cry in unison. 1,000 years. Long live the Empress, 1,000 years. Continue. Beyond the threshold, dozens of loyal warlords, kings in their own right, drop to their knees, touching their heads to the floor in deference as you pass them en route to the Grand Imperial Throne. As you turn and face your minions, seating yourself upon the Imperial Throne, you allow a small, satisfied smile to creep across your carefully painted lips. There is but one thought in the forefront of your mind. That the body of the young Empress, Wu Sun Sha, lies broken at the bottom of the Well of Solitude, and that you, Bai Hua, a horse merchant's daughter, are at last poised to shake the empire and corrupt Wu dynasty to its very foundations. Ooh, okay. Which one was this? A vastly important secret. Okay. And the final one will be lycanthropy. And then we'll go to the private ones. Maybe all of these are just unrelated to my doings. Okay. Oh, whoops. I'd like to use one of the stones. Are there others? Are there more? And finally, lycanthropy. Okay. This blue... okay. Lycanthropy. Begin. Suddenly aware that the hour has almost come, you leap from your bed and run flying from your cottage and into the surrounding woods. Stumbling in the dark, you come to a small, moonlit clearing, the one you had found last week and decided to use tonight. You hastily strip off your clothes, sit in the long grass, and wait. You close your eyes, listening to the steady chirp of crickets, the throaty croaking of bullfrogs in the nearby creek, the rustle of the grass as the wind caresses it. What would someone think, seeing this through your eyes, experiencing this moment, what was next to come. Soon you would travel to the city, find a cleric to rid you of the curse. But for now, may as well make the best of things. You rub your hands together with anticipation, grinning like a bearded, fire-haired giant of a madman, sitting naked and alone in a forest clearing in the dead of night. A prickling sensation runs across your skin, and your senses sharpen dramatically. You breathe in through your nose, inhaling the scent of everything around you. The damp earth, the sweat on your cast-off clothes, the possum clinging fearfully to the tree behind you. There's a possum watching it all, just shitting itself in terror. That's cute. I like that. The fucking possum. That's the funniest fucking thing I've read in all these. The fucking possum. I love that. You open your eyes and look down at your forearms. The faint moonlight reveals the slightest quivering across their surface. But in moments, the flesh begins to ripple impossibly. Tufts of thick brown fur sprouting forth, with a grisly crackling sound like popping joints and grinding bones. Your back and shoulders begin to hunch and broaden. Uncomfortable, but not quite painful. Your muscles, your entire body mass, doubles, triples in size, and continues to grow. Still fascinated by the transformation yourself, you watch as your fingers wither away to nothing, hands swelling into meaty paws from which burst fur and massive black claws. The night seems to become brighter as your eyes transform, become accustomed to the darkness. A wide muzzle comes into view, and you touch your wet, snuffling nose delicately, chuckling to yourself. Next time, you think, you'll have to stare into a mirror or pond as the curse takes effect. Watch your face warp and change, losing its familiar shape to become a bear's. Oh. Soon it becomes difficult to concentrate upon anything but your more basic urges. Food would be good right now. Yes, food. Perhaps you'll get lucky and find a nice fat catfish in the creek. You rise off your massive haunches with a huff and begin to amble through the trees on all fours, heading for the water's edge. Okay. That wasn't too terrifying. That was kind of serene, right? That was a person who got cursed with lycanthropy to be a werebearer. And they were dealing with it kind of pretty well, right? They were just having fun with it, right? They were just hungry for, like, fish. They were by themselves, you know? Like, all things considered, right? They were being pretty responsible about it. They had intent to get it fixed, to get the curse lifted from a priest or whatever. I don't know. A pretty responsible way to go about being a lycanthrope, I feel. You know? Respectable. Kindly, even. Anyway, I think we'll call it here for now. That way we can save and reserve all of the private sensoriums for next time, where we will probably get into some real wild shit. Right? This has been a trip, though. Right? This has been really wild. I can't believe they filled out so many of these. Right? That's wild in and of itself. I would have, like, just doing one per room would have been kind of shocking and a feat in and of itself. But they did 2 per room, right? Each one of these had 2 little experiences. That's wild. All right. Until next time, please take care of each other.